Hello, everybody. Welcome to Figurative Reviews, where I take your recommendations and review the songs of how they use figurative language and the deep meaning behind the songs. In this video, we are analyzing United in Grief, the opening track from Kendrick Lamar's 2022 album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. As the first song on the album, it sets the emotional and thematic tone for everything that follows. Rather than starting with confidence or celebration, Kendrick begins with vulnerability. United in Grief explores loss, trauma, wealth, guilt, and the ways people cope with pain. It's a song about how grief doesn't disappear, it transforms. United in Grief was released in 2002 as the introduction to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, an album centered around therapy, generational trauma, accountability, and emotional healing. By opening the album with the song, Kendrick makes it clear that this project will be introspective. He's not positioning himself as a spokesperson or savior. Instead, he presents himself as someone processing unresolved pain. The production reflects this complexity. The beat shifts multiple times throughout the track, moving from minimal and reflective to energetic and chaotic. These shifts mirror the emotional instability Kendrick describes. At the song's core, United in Grief is about coping mechanisms. Kendrick reflects on how he has used success, money, and distractions to avoid dealing with emotional pain. The title suggests that grief is universal. Despite differences in wealth or status, everyone experiences loss and trauma. Kendrick acknowledges that even after achieving success, grief remains present. The song also examines survivors' guilt. Kendrick reflects on coming from hardship and achieving fame while others did not. This success brings internal conflict, gratitude mixed with guilt. Ultimately, the song asks a very difficult question. What happens when success doesn't heal trauma? The phrase United in Grief functions as a paradox. The word united suggests together and solidarity, while grief suggests pain and loss. By combining these ideas, Kendrick creates a powerful central message. Pain is something that connects humanity. Grief becomes a shared experience rather than an isolated one. This paradox sets the emotional tone for the entire album. Kendrick suggests that vulnerability can create unity. Repetition also plays a very big significant role in the song's impact. Kendrick repeatedly references his behaviors and coping habits. This repetition mirrors obsessive thought patterns. When someone is dealing with trauma, certain memories and habits, they repeat mentally. The lyrical repetition reinforces that feeling that he presents in the songs. It also builds rhythm and urgency, making the emotional weight feel heavier as the song progresses. One of the most noticeable features of United in Grief is its structural contrast. The song shifts in tone and tempo multiple times. These sudden changes symbolize emotional instability. Just when the listener adjusts to one mood, the song pivots. This reflects how grief can feel unpredictable. Moments of calm interrupted by sudden intensity. The contrast between reflective verses and energetic bursts highlights the tension between internal processing and external distraction. Kendrick uses wealth as symbolism as well throughout the song. Material success represents achievement, but it also represents avoidance. Luxury becomes a distraction, something that temporarily numbs emotional pain. By acknowledging this, Kendrick critiques the idea that money solves everything. This symbolism reinforces the message that healing requires confrontation, not consumption. Kendrick's tones shift throughout the song. At times, he sounds reflective and calm. At other moments, his delivery becomes rapid and urgent. These vocal changes functions almost like the emotional snapshots. They represent different stages of grief: denial, distraction, reflection, and confrontation. The delivery makes the song feel less like a performance and more like a personal confession. In conclusion, United in Grief uses paradox, repetition, contrast, symbolism, and vocal shifts to explore trauma and coping. As the opening track of the album, the song establishes vulnerability as the foundation of the project. Kendrick Lamar reminds us that grief does not discriminate, and that true healing begins when we stop hiding from it. Through emotional honesty and structural complexity, the song transforms personal pain into something universally relatable.